You guys had defeated a a nascent god of magic. Dhako has ascended to some other form, not quite a god, but definitely not mortal. Um,
Something.
something. And we will pick up with as Whistler, because Whistler's way ahead of the rest of you guys. Finally surfaces from the water. The ship is relatively close by, um, easily gotten toable.
I'm Whistler is still going. He bursts out of the water, wings unfurled, and he is flying back towards New Malys.
Okay, not even getting to the ship, just straight. Okay.
Yeah. He's carrying the bag. He is carrying that sword, and he is flying in the direction of the subway station.
Yeah. Give me a second. Okay. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw real quick. Okay. You feel something like attacking your mind. Something's like you recognize a hold person spell. You've gotten hit by this enough, but it's really quick. But it doesn't. But you're able to shrug it off and continue on.
Am I able to tell?
It's coming from the ship.
From the ship. Okay. From Jerk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I have anything to.
Counterspell.
As we've long established, no one has counterspell.
Every campaign. Counterspell.
We don't believe in counterspells in this group.
Counterspells don't exist in just our collective.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what you are, you're just like a barbarian. Yeah. Counterspell!
Counterspell!
If I'm in range when I feel that, I will fire off a web onto the deck of the ship and keep going.
Okay. I'll say that you're not. I would imagine it's kind of like just like you're not really all that paying attention. So it's more of a. So you fire off the web, it hits the deck. If it comes up, I'll make the saves. But the guy isn't going to be chasing you, so. However, so who's next to surface?
Oh, never mind. I don't do that because I don't have web.
Prepared.
Never mind. I don't do anything.
Okay, you just continue on.
Prepared.
Okay.
Yep.
So who'd be the next to surface? I think it's because
Who's conscious? I don't remember.
I think pretty much everybody else is at like 1 hit point, right?
Yeah, I know I was helping carry some people or pull some people because I was at 1 hit point, but I'm familiar with water, I think. So
I have 15 now, so.
Ooh, well, look at Mr. Fancy.
Look at you.
Because 2 people got caught into a whirlpool on their way up and went unconscious.
Zashi, and was that Bill? Zashi and Bill? Because I think Zashi tried to save someone, and that's when she got sucked in. I just don't remember who it was she was trying to save.
Well, I think Bill has a swim speed, so I don't think he got sucked in.
But he got
I think it was Zashi and Storm, but when they healed Storm got more hit points. But
maybe?
Yeah, because Bill gave me a potion and brought me back.
Okay. Sweet. So pretty much all of you guys will then, then Bill would be the first one up, and then it would be pretty much Brutus, Zashi, and Storm would all surface at the same time.
Okay.
Is my way of viewing that. So I need to know everybody's hit point total.
Hit point total, like what we can get.
What you're currently at.
Oh no.
0.
15.
Nice fat 1 hit point.
Unless any of you has an immunity to sleep that I'm not aware of, all y'all are asleep.
Why, Scott?
Actually, as a primordial potential god, I think Dhako has millions of hit points.
You know, I just
absorb
Or
it.
0 hit points.
I just absorb it all.
Technically, Dhako. Well, I will say.
I don't think Bill had any damage, did he?
no. Bill had been knocked unconscious at one point. I thought.
Yeah, Bill had taken.
Yeah. So I don't know where he is.
I actually have Bill's character because I was running Bill during that last fight. So
He's been knocked out. I know once at least, but I don't remember
Mhm.
the healing process.
We used one of his potions on him to bring him back up, so he would have like minimal hit points still.
As
oh
far
yeah,
as
he
the
has.
volume-
He's at 4 hit points. So
I forgot to mention that Brutus had a bunch of espresso before the fight, so I don't think sleep would work on him.
mhm. So yeah, you are all asleep. I will say, Dhako, you probably would have felt the ping of the whole person is actually technically a psionic ability, but the sleep spell you definitely feel get cast.
Okay.
You don't know really if you can do anything right now, but you're definitely.
I'm busy rampaging on the undead, apparently.
Mhm.
You could make the water
That
cold.
was the last thing Dhako reported doing.
Let me
And
know if Brittany
Storm,
needs step saves.
you're pretty far away, but I'll go ahead and give you a DC 15 perception check to recognize something.
Me?
Not Storm. Sorry, Whistler.
Okay.
Oh, a DC 15 perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
Still going.
Okay. So we will skip ahead a minute unless Dhako wants to try something.
Tell you, make the water really cold and shake us up.
Well, I mean, so when you say I see everything, is it seeing everything at once? Because
Pretty much. That's why you probably could do something, and like every time anyone casts a spell, it pings harder for you because
okay,
you're tied to magic. But like it's going to be an intelligence save to like focus on any one thing at any given point.
gotcha. Can I? And they're still working their way up to the surface, right?
Well, they surfaced and then
And then-
immediately fell asleep.
We're tired.
It's been a long day. What is it now? Like 10 in the morning?
But I
mean,
can't see. I can't see what did this to them.
If you focus on it, you can see the GIF is like basically using telekinesis to bring them to the deck and like tie them up.
Oh. Could I bend air to make a sonic boom level noise? Because that would probably wake everybody up.
That would be nice.
And
Sure,
disorient
I
it with the
need.
time.
Give me a Arcana check.
Actually, you know what? I have Arcana because we changed him over to a druid.
Since he's tied to magic, does he get advantage on this now?
No.
Better than it would have been before he was a druid.
So, okay, give me a 1d2. On a 1, it doesn't happen at all. On a 2, it happens, but stronger than you really anticipated.
Oh, great. We're dead
Please,
again.
Please, if you kill me with a sonic boom, I'm going to be so mad at you.
Deafening thunderclap just right above the ship. None of you guys are awake. You definitely wake up.
Well,
As you get.
Zashi doesn't. I was still making death saving throws. I haven't been stabilized.
I thought you had been, and that's how we were getting you to the
Nope.
surface.
How'd you get more damage again? Because you were awake after we killed everything.
Yeah, Storm had gotten sucked in the whirlpool, and Zashi had gone in after him to try to get him out, and that knocked me completely down.
You were
I-
stabilized though, because otherwise I wouldn't have been in this session. You would, because the whirlpool had ended and you had been stabilized, but you might not. But you're probably still unconscious.
No, I never got stabilized. You said I was starting to float.
I very much ruled that you were stabilized.
Very well.
And Brutus. Wait, Shayna, you
Huh.
said you thought Brutus was carrying somebody, right? Could it have been Zashi?
It very well could have been, but what I remembered was Zashi diving into the whirlpool or trying to rope Storm or something, failing whatever strength check it was and getting sucked in. That's when she took the damage and fell unconscious.
We
just-
said
Yeah.
and players just like leave because we're about to all
Yeah.
die down here. So Bruce
so
left.
Yeah.
Bill came with a potion and brought me back.
Mhm.
And then I think Storm was going to revive.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, Storm was
stabilize at
going
least.
to.
Okay.
Scott has said Zashi is stabilized.
Mhm.
Zashi is stabilized.
Good with it. Good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got
Good
it.
with it.
That said, so the boom happens. You guys don't take any damage, but the ship lists heavy to port. As basically, not only is it's basically causes a water swell. I need everybody that's conscious to make a strength saving throw. Basically, that's anybody with hit points. Anyone that doesn't have hit points, you automatically fail this and get tossed overboard.
Woo! Fuck it. Dhako!
I'm helping. The water will wake him up
Are
too.
you with a +9? I only got one better than Storm with a -1. I'm so mad.
It's still enough. 15 is enough. Let's do bills.
My dice. Whoever put the cheats back on from last time, because
Storm is a cat.
Okay, Bill easily.
Because the GMs were.
As is a gift. So really, the only person that gets thrown overboard is Zashi.
Whee! Oh, kind of put a leash.
But you're awake. I will say that. So Dhako would have done this as soon as he realized what was going on. So, none of you are effectively shackled or tied up.
Okay.
Huzzah.
Yay.
I am going to need initiative from everybody, including Dhako.
Woo!
God damn it.
How far am I away? 'Cause this is
Uh,
after he gets him on the ship, right? So
yeah.
this is for some time. Okay,
Mhm.
so I probably didn't hear the boom,
Right.
or was
You
it close
probably
enough?
heard it, but it probably sounded like a thunderclap to you. Like it wasn't. Okay, so we will start then with Zashi, who's unconscious.
Blub, blub, blub.
At least you're not drowning.
Yeah, I mean, that water breathing's been clutch for me.
Honestly, yeah.
So we'll go to Storm.
Okay.
Oh, I need to roll Bill's initiative too.
So
Sorry.
did I see Zashi go overboard?
Probably not, because the boom that caused the ship to list was also the thing that. I'll give me a perception check. Just give me a perception check. Normally I'd say yes, you would, but yeah, no, not with that roll.
I'm sorry, Zashi.
It's all good. I'm actually probably the safest one out of all of us right now.
Probably.
Honestly, yeah.
Ugh.
Which is.
And I see what's going on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the jerk is there doing all this.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Mm.
Come on, Storm, I believe in you. MVP.
I'm going to hit him with second level dissonant whispers.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
He fails. Unless he
13
has, and he does not have spell resistance. So yeah, he fails.
Yay! Be gone.
Okay. Okay. And with his speed, he jumps into the water.
Fuck yeah! Get out of here, joik.
Okay. That was Storm. It looks like it will be Brutus's next, unless you have anything else you want to do.
No.
I will say he starts swimming towards Zashi.
Oh, God damn it. Now we know where Zashi is.
Yeah.
They're like, where's he going? Ah, shit. Is it Brutus now?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone or anything else on the ship?
There wouldn't have been, so no.
Okay. Ugh. I feel like it would be a really bad move to dive in after, since I have no healing and no anything to help corral her.
And her 1 hit point.
And 1 hit point. It's really the 1 hit point part. I want to shoot at him instead.
Okay.
With my crossbow, since that's kind of all I can do. Oh wait, no, it's not a crossbow. Sorry, shortbow. Wrong words. Do I actually hit something?
That hits.
Yes.
Especially because normally his armor class is 18, but he's not wearing any plate armor right now because he's kind of like he would have taken it off while he was on the ship.
This might be the first time Brutus has landed a single shot since he got his magic arrows.
Okay.
So here. You know, it's something. I'm participating.
Okay. He takes a crossbow bolt to his shoulder and just kind of grimaces. Still swimming towards Zashi.
Yeah. I'll just be there to help anyone else get onto the ship or maneuver or do things. I don't know. That's all I can really do.
Okay. I have to look up a spell. Okay. So there's Brutus. Who is next? It looks like it is its turn. Okay, it is going to. It does not have a swim speed, so it's going to take a while to get to Zashi, but it swims 15 feet towards Zashi. And then he's going to use the telekinesis that he already cast. Which I actually think I need to make I need to make 2 concentration checks, actually. He actually does not have telekinesis up. Okay. Let's see what else he can do. He can only cast telekinesis once per day. Okay, then he actually will go ahead and Misty Step to Zashi. He grabs her unconscious body, holds up his great sword. Drop your weapons! And that will be actually his turn. And that would then bring us to Dhako, you can see this going on.
Conveniently, I has no weapons. And in Dhako
Or
fashion,
corporeal.
Dhako fashion, I feel like a water geyser should push him quite nicely up into the air.
Okay, I will actually have you do the Arcana check again. You have advantage in this because this is something that you are actually used to doing.
Okay, and I was attuned to water before my
Yeah,
death.
so it also makes it lower for the check.
It did not matter. I am the worst god.
Give me a 1d2.
God, even incorporeal and somehow omniscient, omnipotent, Dhako just.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's not enough to lift, which is probably a good thing because you probably don't want Zashi taking damage from the water geyser.
It's like the wave pool.
Yeah.
Just
It's a lazy river.
it was
Just
a
like
subtle warning of things to come if he persists in this behavior.
a small bubble bursts in the water near him. He's
Oh,
like,
it is now Bill's turn. Bill looks at Bruce and like, it has the javelin out. Do I try to make the toss?
oh, why is he asking Brutus tactical advice?
Or actually, probably just looking at you guys. Like, do I make the toss?
I feel like it would be better to try and retrieve her physically than throw a big spiky thing at her general injured direction. You know, since you're a good swimmer.
Okay. Yeah. So then Bill will jump in the water and try to swim after. This is gonna be very weird. It's now Zashi's turn again. You're still unconscious. Storm. You do see the Geth is like, because Bill's almost on it, and it goes like, I swear I'll do it. So Storm. Hello?
Did we lose Craig?
I'm here,
Okay.
but I'm upset because
He doesn't
Zashi doesn't
want
have
me.
at least one hit point. I can't do the thing I want.
Okay.
Sure you can. Just save her afterwards. It's fine.
But she needs one hit point for me to do this.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Unfortunate. Just start yelling at her, Zashi, feel better.
Feel better.
Inspire Bill or some shit.
How far is she out there?
About 30 feet.
Oh. Well, I'm going to healing word her, I guess, just
Okay.
to get her up.
Go ahead and roll it.
So 8.
Oh, Zashi, you wake up being like grappled by a Gith. Bill is swimming towards you. A sword is at your throat. That triggers the Gith's reaction. Who will then try to attack Zashi.
Okay.
Why? Okay.
I'm pretty sure 21 hits.
Yep.
This guy's a joke.
You
Was
take
it-
18 points of damage.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to use my reaction to use cutting words.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll the d8.
Okay. So
3
ju-
less.
Does an 18 hit? Or is cutting words damage?
It's the
You
Or
can do
hail.
either.
So you're doing the attack roll?
yeah.
So does 18 hit?
Yeah, no, 18 does not hit.
Okay. So you do not get hit by the. It's really awkward to to stab somebody with a greatsword that's literally touching you in water.
I was gonna say you're hugging someone in water with a great sword going like this, trying to not also stab yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And Zashi's in armor, so they're probably sinking.
Yeah.
But one person can breathe, at least.
Yeah, like he is spending a lot of his effort just keeping you guys up.
Good.
That brings us to Brutus.
Well, I don't want to. He would just complicate things. So I will move to the side and try and be subtle with readying my bow again. That if at any point it looks like I could take a shot without hitting Zashi, I'll take it. Like if she manages to break free or something, I'll immediately shoot him.
Okay. It's now the gift's turn. The gift just whispers to Zashi, "Call them off," and we can. We'll go back to the ship, and we'll just pretend this never happened.
Okay. Can I respond or wait? Do I have to wait for my turn?
He is basically readying his action. If you refuse, he's going to take his 3 attacks against you.
Ah.
It is Dhako's turn.
Unfortunate.
It was Dhako's turn. Does it appear like the others might be willing to concede, or shall I press?
Know what they're doing.
Very good. Then I shall press with the water geyser.
Okay, try this Arcana check again.
Hey!
So
Dhako.
suddenly this rumbling comes from underneath you, and you, I'm assuming you're trying to geyser them to the ship.
Yes.
Okay, so like suddenly you're spurred out. I do need a dexterity saving throw from Zashi.
Okay.
This isn't so much to avoid taking damage, it's just to figure out what's gonna happen.
27?
Okay, yeah, as you tumble in the air, you're able to actually like reverse the grapple and land and just smash down on top of them. So now, like, instead of you being held against the throat, you have his greatsword held against his throat. And like,
Yay! Nick, can I shoot him now?
yeah, anyone that had it ready to action can shoot him.
Yes, I will.
Zashi currently is thinking, how the fuck did I do that? I want to do it again.
That was awesome.
I mean, like, I normally, like, you beat him by 22, so it's not.
Yeah.
Very fair.
Let's see. Yeah, that actually hits because he's not really designed to not have his plate armor on. So
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
another crossbow bolt into him. When all this lands, like, okay, maybe I just concede.
That's probably a wise decision.
Turn it into a pincushion.
So do you accept his concession?
Let's tie him up. Double check his entire body for anything he might have.
Sorry, go ahead.
Gag him.
Yeah, and gag him.
Yeah, for good measure.
No more misty stepping for you, bud.
Okay.
And so she's kind of like leaning on, like, has the great sword in the deck of the ship, somewhat leaning on it as he's getting tied up, and goes, "Remind me again who decided to hire him for
Not it.
Before you guys, he's like, I did fulfill my contract. Like, let's be fair.
Yeah, no, to be fair, you fulfilled your contract. You, along with the Hound, who I believe went back to Monk.
We need a no betrayal clause in our contracts for hirelings.
We will add it from now on.
I feel like it'd be useful.
Okay. So otherwise, you load up the ship with the various things you found and head back. Around this time, I mean, it takes a while. We'll go to Whistler. Whistler, you make it back to town. What do you want to do?
Well, so he was actually not trying to go exactly to town. He was trying to go to the subway station.
Okay.
I don't know if that's kind of on the way or.
It would be on the way.
Okay. So he's going to the subway station. He does kind of take an arc a little bit so that he flies near the bank,
Mm-hmm.
and he just snaps his fingers, and the giant Vecna crow turns into 3 earthen statues, kind of like what Dhako had built in his amphitheater underneath his Hall of Heroes. Only like they look like they're made out of that material, but they just look like people made out of that material, like they got hit by a Medusa or something. He can't do like Dako's style or anything.
Right.
But it's Dhako, Storm, and Brutus, and they're spaced in such a way that like it looks like maybe there's a 4th figure missing.
Okay.
And he just keeps flying.
Okay. Dhako. Those are illusions, right, Whistler? They're not.
Yeah. It's actually what he's using is he's got an ability that allows him to any illusion he casts, he can change it to something else. He can change the parameters. So he's turning that permanent image of the crow now into.
Okay. I just wanted to.
And along with them, there's a flock of crows like on them, kind of moving in a like preordained.
Yeah. No, it's important because Dhako, you start so. Up until this point,
but he doesn't cast it; it's already there.
Yeah. It's up until this point. You've been in this form for, at least for your view, a while. Like, time kind of moves differently for you, but you start feeling not solid, but to have more of a form as soon as Whistler does that. As though you now are more aware of the bank. You're also getting more and more aware of the temple. And you have a feeling that the more of a solid image of who you are or what you are, the more mind control you have over that.
Okay.
Like right now, you're kind of like a consciousness of the entire city. With that, you actually can somewhat move Whistler's illusion. Like, you can speak through it, you think.
Ooh. Fancy. But no one's with the illusion right now.
Right.
Okay. So I'd be talking to myself.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
You can talk to the other illusionary statues.
You know. This is true.
Or the fake crows.
Mm-hmm. But what do you want to do in the subway tunnels? Because you said he was on there.
Yeah. So he is, and as he gets close, he's slows down a little bit, lands. He's looking for cranium rats. He's kind of paying attention.
As soon as you get down there, there's at least like 10 cranium rats. They all kind of.
He just kind of like, using minor illusion and light to like make just little flashes of light to get their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just wants them to know that he's coming in.
Yeah, and they all like acknowledge you. You're used to the storm enough that like they don't seem on guard.
And then he walks in carrying the sword.
Okay. You have the sword of cast? Is that the sword you're talking about?
Yeah, I have the sword of cast.
Okay.
It's still attuned to Zashi,
mm-hmm.
unless it broke attunement with Zashi, but
I say you're far enough away. Like, attunement is weird, but we'll say you're far enough away that it probably broke attunement with Zashi, especially when Zashi went unconscious. Is there anything you wanted, like the swarm is just because they're on a boat. It's gonna take them a while to get back.
Yeah. He walks in and he's like making like the cat call whistles.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to get the swarm's attention.
A few of them come up. Yes, Whistler. This is in your head as always.
And he looks to him, and he just says, "Can you hear me?"
I can hear you.
He's looking at them, and he kind of glances down at the sword of cast too at the same time.
The sort of cast does it. The sort of cast for once seems content, and it doesn't seem to be. But the swarm is like, we can hear you. I'm a little surprised you brought that here. I sense less powers available, but there's something surrounding us that is new.
Okay. Well, he'll set the sword of cast on the ground in the subway tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of walks away from the sword of cast a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, and he in his mind he says he accomplished his goal,
Mhm.
and that's a bad thing. And then he makes an illusion, a small illusion of a tunnel, with rats around small, tiny images of his friends,
Mhm.
while he was with a small little whistle running around with a tensor's disc full of books going away.
Mhm.
And then he points with his other finger to their heads,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Can you do what you did?" And he points to Cass.
We can take care of it. Yes, we'll deal with it.
I mean, it's Zashi's, so I got to bring it back.
Right.
We got both of them, and he then reduces the illusion, and he points out his hand, and he makes an illusion of an eye and a hand,
Mhm.
both broken, and then he just kind of like dismisses one of them, so only one of them's sitting there like smashed and broken,
Mhm.
and he smiles a little bit in his crow
Mhm.
beak.
You have accomplished something quite unusual among the material plane, and you have defeated a power. It seems like you've defeated two, but still don't know what is this miasma among the town. It has not introduced itself to us yet.
What do you mean miasma?
There is a spirit, a consciousness, something that exists outside of our perception, which is unusual enough as it is. But it seems to be in the water, in the very stones.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm just worried about this right now. I'll figure it out.
so it'll start to it'll let you know that it's going to take a little bit of time to bind Cass. It's going to be a contest of wills, and it just takes time.
I'll be back.
Okay.
And then he flies back towards the church,
Okay.
leaving the sword with them.
So as you get to the church is, as you get there, the walls have changed. There is a distinct, like, it looks like it's been cleaned.
Actually, sorry.
Uh-huh.
He starts to leave, runs back, rips some pages out of his notebook, lays them next to the sword of Cass, and traces the sword of Cass, like proportionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he's basically, he doesn't like pick up the sword again and put it on and outline it, but he puts it next to it, so he kind of gets that. So he's got the dimensions of the sword of Cass, and then pulls them up, and then goes to the church.
Okay. Yeah. So you get to the church. It's the stones look freshly cut instead of old and weathered. The book is open, but now has a more, instead of it being primarily blank with being like an index of forgotten texts, it's now bigger and gilded. there seems to be actual like pews and places to worship. It's just more of a church than it used to be.
Okay. What about like the images of Vecna and the Elven King that were all around the last time?
The images of Vecna, they're still there, but they're distinctly more like malevolent, and you see an ending to them as they were just like destroyed and dispersed. It seems more like before it was
he's
like
not really doing research. He's just kind of glancing right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to go fast.
And there is an actual like stained glass window over the altar of a like robed elven figure, with like weird markings up their arm. Also, there's a just kind of seated right in front of the altar is a kind of scaled. They look like they're dragonborn, but they're pretty much all silver with like feathered earrings, and they just are watching you. You don't recognize them.
He looks around to see if any of our other followers are there.
Of your like the murder of crows. Yeah, they're around. They look a little like taken aback. Like this is really quick. Like it just kind of like, popped into existence when this happened.
Okay, he just goes up to one of them randomly, taps him on the shoulder, does this, points to the guy, and then walks on.
Like we don't know. We were hoping you we were hoping you would. Like
he's gone.
Yeah.
He doesn't stay around to like listen to him. He's like taps him on the shoulder, deal with that, and then he goes on.
Okay. I will go to Dhako. Dhako, so you also, as Whistler enters the church, your attention gets pulled there. You do not see the Dragonborn. Instead, you see a large snake that looks very similar to the snake that's currently wrapped up in the sky around Malys. You also feel like as you look at the stained glass representation of yourself, again, you feel this weird pull as you start having a form, and you think you can probably talk through the window. You ever feeling anytime there's a representation of you, you can actually speak through it?
But the serpent doesn't appear to be threatening or harming anyone. It's just
it just seems to be waiting.
I don't feel any necessary need for divine intervention at this point in time. Then.
Okay.
I mean, hey guys, there's a snake there? Yeah. Cool. Good talk.
Okay. So we'll skip ahead. You guys get to the people on the ship, get to the shore. Where are you guys headed after that?
Somewhere where we can rest or heal.
Storm is heading home.
Perhaps, yeah. A nap would be super cool. Like,
I think we're headed back to the church. Yeah, and Zashi at that point is going to attempt to make contact with the serpent to.
Okay,
make
when
sure
you guys
that we
get
actually-
to so you're trying to talk to your yeah.
Well, I haven't done it yet, but once everyone is settled and the gift is secure with our followers or whatever, because I'm not ready to ask the dragons to take the gift away yet because I don't know 100% if the danger is past because some other weird shit has been happening.
Okay. I will say when you guys get to the temple, Brutus and Storm do not see see a dragonborn.
Okay.
They see a giant fucking serpent.
That's great. You guys have permanent true sight.
Yeah.
Concernicus, that way.
What's up, Brutus?
That giant snake. Big snake.
Can you
Small.
describe it? Because I'm seeing a silver dragonborn.
I will describe the snake. Massive fucking snake. Just this big boy, and he's kind
It's
of
like, hey, snake, why are you a snake?
why are you a snake and in my area?
Snakey McSnakerson.
Stop being a snake.
In that case, I will.
I just wanted to let you all know that now that the danger is past, I was hoping to talk to your new protector, but apparently he is ignoring me.
Dhako!
Don't worry, he ignores us. He didn't help us at all.
The snake wants to say hi.
I can continue to protect you, but I really have other things to do. And it
Apparently,
seems like your danger is past. I can get you back to the material plane if that's what you prefer. I can also leave you out here to float if you prefer to stay in the astral plane.
We all float down here.
Yeah. No, I think we would prefer,
You'll float too.
we would prefer to return the city to the material plane, but I do request timing to let 2 red dragons and this Gith, as well as possibly our Gith friend, whose name I am blanking on, as Becca, who wanted to return to their people, a chance to leave before we do that.
Very well. I will drop the shield and it will say an hour in your terms. It'll be down for 15 minutes. Hopefully nothing gets past in that time.
Yeah, hopefully.
And the stained glass thing says, nothing will get past.
And you guys actually hear that
It
coming
looks
from this.
super creepy, like the old animations in Clash of the Titans, like when the statue of Athena spoke.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does he talk with his hands like that?
I don't know how much control I have over this thing, but maybe.
Yeah, if that's what you're like thinking, yeah, it does this instead of actually talking with a mouth like a sock puppet.
It's like I failed your eye check to make the lips move, and instead you see that hand move.
You're figuring it out. You'll figure it out.
Now I just want to put a sock on that hand.
Dhako, is that you?
I think so.
This
What?
snake wanted to talk to you. Why are we being so rude?
Because I'm rude.
Because
Fair.
he's Dhako.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't know if this talking thing was a limited time only thing, so I figured I'd wait till everyone was here.
At which point you actually hear, if we're gonna have a council of powers, and you see a certain goateed, younger-looking Plautus walk, like just standing at the front of the, like not walking into the temple, but just. I humbly request permission to enter your domicile.
Oh, hey, Mephi.
Hey,
Um,
say no, he sucks.
Say those words exactly.
I don't. Come have a seat, Mephi.
It's not your permission I require.
Okay. Well,
At which point, Whistler comes down from the stairs carrying a huge bundle of Necro Arcanite and just pushes his way right past him. Out the door and leaves.
Okay. He kind of looks at you. It's like, what? Okay.
Bye, Whistler. I guess he doesn't need help.
I feel like he doesn't want to live here.
At which time he turns, drops it, and runs over and hugs Brutus.
yay.
I'll hug Whistler back and ask if he needs help with anything. I'll help him, but I don't know what's happening. But Brutus will help.
And then he turns over and he looks and he sees Storm and he kind of goes,
All right.
and he looks around and doesn't see Dhako.
Dhako does one of these, where are you going, bud?
Yeah, Whistler, you've missed a few things that have happened.
And then he kind of backs up again and then runs through the door, grabs his, and starts gathering up the Necro Arcanite. He does snap his fingers and he makes 2 of the statues disappear, and he makes the Dhako statue just bigger.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of make the statue move now instead of the stained glass window.
Okay. I mean,
Looks
it's still
super-
an illusion, so it's actually weird. You have less of a form in that illusion because it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Because
You
it's
can
like
make it move, but
Big,
you're.
but it's far away because it's across
Yeah.
the quad on the bank.
Definitely back to the stained glass. Then it'll turn to our guest at the door and be like, "Oh, did you need my permission?"
I would prefer to have it.
Sure.
There are accords that must be followed. I
Oh, if you're
can
gonna
help
behave,
you
you can.
in this new form if you would prefer.
If you're gonna behave, you may enter.
I always behave.
By Zashi's definitions of behaving. Because she's the one.
He kind of
And
looks
literally
at
just
Zashi
like
and is like,
turns
okay,
sideways
apparently what is your definitions of behaving?
start with your manners.
All right. If we're going to do this, definitions of behaving for this meeting: accord, no stabbing each other, no flinging of spells about,
No violence.
no violence at this time.
I will not inflict any violence unless violence is inflicted upon me.
Or trickery.
Define trickery.
Being what you usually are and do.
So I'm not allowed to be me?
And
That
would be
seems
preferable.
like an agreement I cannot.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
try.
this whole being something you're not is really weird. But the stained glass trick is kind of cool.
Are you still talking with your hand even though you
Yes, I am.
I'm absolutely poking the stained glass.
When he's in it, the stained glass seems like lacking a better term, bendy or gelatinous.
Like
Liquid
the
glass.
stained glass just didn't actually set.
Yeah.
Like Terminator 2 liquid metal, but glass.
Uh-huh.
Alright, then I'll be just.
Yeah, I think Brutus means no trickery, as in, well, honestly, out of the outer planar entities we've dealt with, you're the most straightforward, thankfully.
It's part of the whole being a plane of law thing. I don't.
Yeah.
When I screw you over, you know you're being screwed over.
Yes.
That's why I wanted a definition of trickery. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Overtly.
Omissions are lies, though. Let's all agree.
I don't agree with
Wow.
that.
In this house, we believe.
I mean, if you want me to explain I can definitely explain everything. But it's going
don't
to
have
take a
people listening.
while.
Yeah.
Curtis will back up.
The definition of being buried in paperwork.
Yes.
But I'm imagining right now it's got to be very disconcerting for you, Dhako, to both have a form and not a form.
So,
Not as disconcerting it is for those things in the Palisade, but yeah.
Yes, I felt your genocide against the ghouls.
Oh, it's not genocide if there's other ones out there somewhere.
Speaking of which, this is a really odd missive, and he actually is like, Orcus wants to speak to you. He's looking at Storm. Orcus would like a word, Storm. It's very odd for a demon to come through me, but he's...
yeah, super weird. Anyhow, since you've agreed no violence and no spells being flung back and forth, would you like to come sit down I'll ask one of our followers to bring refreshments that is appropriate, I believe.
I would like to have some chamomile tea if it's available, but yes.
I will find out if it is. And I will find the nearest one of our followers and ask them politely, could you please bring refreshments and possibly chamomile tea for this guy?
They run off and try to source some. He sits down. So, Dhako.
Hi.
And then he does acknowledge the serpent, who's looking somewhat annoyed, but at Mephistopheles' presence, but also is just kind of like, waiting for word when to drop the shield.
Yep.
Dhako, you are in a weird state of an unusual state of existence. It is one actually that I have tried multiple times to ascend to. Unfortunately, the nature of my form prevents me from becoming a demigod. Your existence has yet to be defined, which makes you both weaker and more powerful than the other deities you've met. You have less raw strength, but more freedom. As you gain more and more, like, dogma surrounding you, you will gain in power, but your freedom to act will be limited. As things progress, it will behoove you to decide the nature of magic for your world. As you've already surmised, Surbos lacking a god of magic, the rules are limited. You will define those rules. You and your followers.
I am so smart in the ways of magic. That sounds like a brilliant idea.
I can help you. Just, I will, and the only thing you have to let me do is siphon a little bit off the top.
Oh,
It's like a horribly vague idea.
Oh boy.
Not 0.5% of all spells cast.
Of all spells cast by
Your world.
those kinds of fees stack up. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
That adds up fast.
I can probably figure it out. What's a cataclysm or two?
It's truly up to you. I encourage you to seek out other advice to try and handle this your own, but you are immortal that has been gifted immortality. I have been doing this a while. So, if you don't want to take my offer, that's fine. But know that I am always there to assist. And he actually, like, creates a business card.
I presently lack pockets in which to place that, but if you'd like to leave it with Zashi, that'd be great.
And then, like, now, please, when you drop the shield, let me know. I have a few things I want to take back home with me. And then he actually just leaves.
And Whistler's like long gone now, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Where's Whistler off to with the
Blacksmith shop.
Okay.
Is there something in there that I could manifest and speak to Whistler?
Sure, there's enough magical weapons there that you can, like, you can talk to the Arcanite if you want.
Ooh.
Well, it's Necro Arcanite, though, right?
Yeah.
Is it
So-
Orcus's thing?
Uh-huh.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was holding Orcus's thing.
Yeah, it was holding Orcus's thing. It was infected by Orcus's wand, but it wasn't. Yeah, you can talk to the Arcanine. Your voice is gonna come out gravelly and weird because but yeah, you can talk to Whistler through the Arcanine. He's scary if you want.
You'll totally just hear like a, "Hey, bud, you didn't say where you were going."
It comes out. Hey, bud,
Clink,
where are you
clink,
going?
clink, clink, clink.
Oh, okay. Well, I was kind of hoping you'd stick around and help me figure out how this is done. You're the smartest magic person I know.
He takes the Arcanite and he holds it in front of him in one hand. In the other hand, he makes a minor illusion of a clock. Then he looks up in the sky.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Feels
drop
stupid
that.
and puts the Arcanite away.
There's like the image of Dhako is still using his hand to talk because he thinks that's what he has to do now.
Oh no. If you're talking to the Arcanite, it's like Fraggle Rock or like Bad Muppets. Like the thing gets a mouth and like.
How frightening.
Glorious.
Do you know how much time you need? I'm gonna ask him.
He just looks at the rock and shakes his head no.
Oh, that's inconvenient because they want me to decide these things. Okay, well, I'll do my best to buy you like an hour or two.
Okay.
He gives you a thumbs up.
I'll find you later.
So Whistler's
Like he's
going to
taking a bad
Kaylee.
selfie.
So Whistler's going to Kaylee to get, I'm assuming, a copy of the Sword of Castmade. What you're trying to do?
Nope.
No, he's actually trying to get a scabbard made out of Arcanite.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, fancy. Yep, that sounds heavy, but fancy.
Yeah, actually, if that's Kaylee's like, oh, okay, I can do that. It's going to be awkward, but she's able to do it, and it won't take particularly long because she doesn't have to like harden anything or do any of the normals. She just basically has to carve it. So
yeah, he doesn't. When he walks, he just kind of walks into. He doesn't like go and try to talk to her. He like starts throwing Arcanite like directly into the forge until she stops him.
yeah,
Like,
she's
trying
like,
to do it himself.
she's like, Whistler, what are you doing?
And then he'll show her,
Oh.
his map of cast, and then minor illusion a scabbard onto the picture.
Okay, yeah, she'll be like, well, let's get that out of the forge and into the smelter. We'll do it. You actually start hearing popping from the forge as the impurities and the Arcanites start like.
On the bright
He doesn't
side, I'm not
know.
the only
Yeah.
filler on the check this morning.
So yeah, she starts making a scabbard for out of the Arcanite.
And he's watching her,
Mhm.
trying. He grabs a little hammer and tries to help, and probably gets in her way and gets pushed away.
Yeah. I mean, the longest thing is actually smelting the Arcanite down so that she can actually make ingots out of it. But so the rest of you're waiting for.
Well, so there's a little bit of coordination Zashi has to do in the hour they have. So
Okay.
turn towards the serpent
Mhm.
and thank them again for their assistance and intervention. I'm going to go and make sure that the dragons are ready and the Gith are ready. Our Gith is going to be responsible for this guy. I'll be back in a moment. I just need to wake the dragons up and let them know that their window for leaving us is fast approaching.
They stretch. They're grateful to you. They are actually very surprised the Githyanki Knight is still alive. He was
Yeah,
like, we thought for sure he was going to betray you.
Oh, he did.
We actually had a bet going on.
Well, whoever bet that he was going to betray us wins, because he did betray us. He did finish his contract first. Why someone did a contract with him, I'm not entirely sure. But the timing of when he betrayed us and everything that happened, there was a window where, yeah, he's still alive, but we need him to leave, or I am going to kill him with his own greatsword.
Okay.
Are you willing? And I turn towards Dhako's follower to take. Why do I keep forgetting his name?
Serix.
Thank you.
No,
Sarah.
sorry, no, it is Sail.
Sail. Are you willing to take Sail with you as well? Sail has been wanting to return home for a long time.
Of course, it is. I'm gonna let you know. Vlaakith is probably gonna be pissed.
About what?
She doesn't. She doesn't like when her followers fail.
Ah. Are you sure you want to go home? I'm saying this to the one that failed.
I am duty bound to do so. But you will incur Vlaak, and he starts going off on a weird rant about how, like,
shove the
Gag him again.
the gag back in his mouth. It's like, chill.
Sail will actually be like, yeah, Vlaakith is probably gonna be pissed.
Okay. Probably pissed at him. Maybe mad at Mephi for whatever deal Mephi did to get our hobgoblins back. And we thus far have escaped her, so of course that's going to irritate her.
But yeah, so they were like, just let us know when the shield's down, and we'll go.
Okay, you're gonna have a 15-minute window. That's it.
Okay, that's more than we expected, so that's fine.
Would you mind being close to our temple? That way I can poke my head out, give you the thumbs up.
Yeah, sure, we can. That sounds good. Have fun with the night orb, and they just go to the.
Okay.
New words. Cool.
No, gonna need to ask Bill about that one.
I'm going to ignore that for right now.
Yep. I'm gonna see if there's any kobolds about so they can help me return.
There's kobolds everywhere.
Yep. All right.
Basically, your population right now, like the humanoid population of Malys, or the like not kobold population is like 100. The kobold population is like 4,000.
Yep. Okay. Can I have a bunch of you guys take Goldie's blankets back to her?
Of course, and a bunch of them come up and start like pulling on the blankets.
Yep. Thank you so much, and I will thank Goldie in person later. But please let her know I really appreciate her allowing these other dragons.
They all give you a thumbs up and then lick your hand.
I ruffle a couple of the ones with feathers, like give them a full.
They're like, ow, don't do that.
No, like.
They don't like it. So no, don't do that.
All right, I won't. I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah.
You're just so darn cute.
No, it's fine. I won't do that again. I'm sorry.
Is Dhako able to track Meth as he's moving about doing whatever preps he's doing?
Oh yeah, I think like any of the powers that are not of Malys, like not you can track them by the fact that they don't really show, like you don't have direct like influence on them. So
Gotcha.
You can kind of, like, it's
Well,
a
then
negative
Dhako is
spot.
definitely keeping tabs to see what it is he thinks he's absconding when the force field's down.
He has a collection of Arcanite and a few like magical items that he's collected, and you also there's these jars that seem to be radiating necromantic energy, and there's something inside of them, but you can't discern them.
Does anything seem overly concerning?
The jars kind of do. You can give me an Arcana check to figure it out if you know what they are.
It's Dhako's favorite thing to do.
Now, it just these jars. There's the concerning thing about them is they obviously have something in them, but you can't tell what's in them.
Okay. You know, if he's not overly concerned, then I guess he won't do anything to prevent said thefts.
Mm-hmm. You do see, I will say this, if you're focusing on him, you do see at least once he opens one of them up, takes a swig, and then closes the lid.
Oh, he's juicing up for something. Hmm.
So an hour passes, unless anyone has anything else, the shield drops. When the shield does drop, the sky just becomes this endless field of stars. Rising up about like 10 minutes in, you just see tentacles coming up from the ground, like trying to swipe into the into the city, and then the dragons take off. You hear, well, Dhako, you would feel Mephi just, and basically all of Plautus's entire house just collapse and disappear from the plane. You also feel like there's a weird popping as about half of the cranium rats in the city leave. And then a giant like pop as the sky then becomes a normal sky again, and you find yourself back on Sula.
Hope we didn't squish anybody on our return. The city's kind of big.
Hi, Terry.
Hopefully, we squished lots of Formians.
Oh yeah, hopefully that.
Yes, please.
But you are back in Sulos.
Yay.
Dhako, for your last check as Dhako, I just need a wisdom save.
Sensory overload.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't.
Look at that. That's roll of the day.
Okay, so you can you are able to maintain like some psychic cohesion as you now feel as though your essence is spreading out across two of those. But you don't get like shredded because of it. It's just
I survived the ordeal.
mhm.
Ish.
You can definitely feel a dark presence towards the north of you. Something.
Hi, Shar.
Yeah. But you're able to maintain some type of like cohesion over Malys. You can definitely also feel like Malys is an anchor for you in that like there's so much magic concentrated in one spot. You're able to
Gotcha.
maintain yourself there.
He will probably make a point of reaching out to the Blood Queen to inform her of his new of her loss of agent in Malys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, that's tough. There's not a lot of. Weirdly, the Bloodstone doesn't have a lot of magic invested in it.
Okay.
You can reach them through their dreams though, so you are able to handle it that way.
Aren't they? They're elves.
Right.
Okay, so they dream during not sleep.
Yeah, during their not sleep.
Okay.
A dream is a weird term, I guess. It would be you're able to contact them during their meditation cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys are back in Subos, and that's unfortunately Terry really did show up right on time.
The perfect time. I'm fine.
Yeah.
We kept Bill alive, and Bill really, really helped us out and actually saved a couple of our asses.
I will say
The Night Orb has tentacles, probably.
Yep, probably.
Safe assumption.
I actually getting to that. Who currently has the mimic pouch?
Storm did.
So the mimic has grown in size. It can't really be a pouch anymore. It can be like a backpack.
All right.
Feeding him.
It also will say to Storm, when those tentacles, you've never actually heard the mimic talk to you. Storm?
Well, we've heard it talk because I had to persuade it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but like Storm, is coming for your backpack.
Yeah. It's now backpack.
Those tentacles were trying to convince me to eat you, just to let you know.
What a good boy.
Well, you did a good job. Just let me know next time that happens, and I'll convince you not to.
No, I mean, it's like, well, that's not really my concern. There is a lot of us on this planet, and
There's a lot of
most of us aren't exactly good boys. Most of us
no.
Did we ever name Backpack? We need to name him.
Just a heads up.
All right, thank you. Great.
Okay, and as we close off, because I kind of know where this is going, but so you guys take a long rest, a much needed.
Yes.
As night falls, I do need everybody that's not Dhako, because Dhako, you are being like spread thin. I need you to make either a history check or a survival check, whichever higher.
That's going to be a history for me.
Survival for me. Well,
You're exactly right, Jack.
I'm sleeping. Don't mind me.
I got a natural 20.
Nice.
21.
Okay, Zashi. As night falls, it's a clear night. It's nice to see the night sky of Subos yet again. But as you look, there seems to be two motes of light, two stars that you've never seen before, and they're brighter than they should be. One is kind of a magenta color. The other, as you stare at it, you realize it's kind of a gray, like white. But as you stare at it, you realize it's moving, as though, and then as you look at it more, it reminds you of a really tiny moon floating in the darkness.
Okay. That's not normal.
Not really.
You think maybe if you have some type of magnification, you could get a closer look.
Does anyone have something that could help us see farther away? Brutus? Do you know of anything like that?
I don't think Brutus has like a eyeglass or anything.
Someone did.
Someone did, but I don't remember who it was.
Whistler, but maybe
Yeah. Someone has cool piratey gadget, but it's not Brutus, unfortunately. Yeah, we had a spyglass at one point on the boat, but I don't know if it was on someone's possession or if it was just
It was just part of the boat,
yeah, built into the rail.
or just like it was in the boat. Like
Yeah, that's what I
don't
mean.
know.
I don't know.
Well, that is your boat, Brutus.
I mean, you could go to the boat and use the spyglass that's on the boat.
Yeah,
let's do that then.
let's do that.
Okay, so as you get there and you point it towards the thing, you now can see it. Now that you can, like, the spyglass still isn't the greatest telescope in the world. But yeah, it's distinctly a rock with some type of fortress floating in the sky. And you can see little tiny red wings flapping around it.
Oh shit. Flacus is coming for us.
And that's where we'll stop. And we'll take a hiatus for about 2 to 3 weeks.
No.
Yeah, Storm has to make a mimic army now. He's going to.
A good